Alrighty, everybody, welcome into Gnosis Time Gaming. I'm Gnosis Timed, and today I wanted to take this video and talk about something that really, like, the reason I stopped watching anime. I really wanted to justify why I decided to stop watching anime, and why it was one of those things that, like, I feel like a lot of people could take a look at this video and be like, wow, he's right. Maybe there is something there that we could take into consideration off of this. So let me break down my reasonings for not watching anime anymore, and hopefully out there you guys understand. So let's just break it down. All right, so this really stood out to me as recently because I talked about this on my other channel. If you haven't checked it out yet, go check out my other channel, No Such Time Domain. I read a lot of the Bible in there and stuff like that. But this was just going to be a breakdown of something I noticed and why I stopped watching anime in general, okay? So anime is projecting a very bad message in today's world, especially towards the American women, okay? It's projecting this idea that, so we look at this, okay? Let's look at the top anime right now, if it'll go. All right. So I don't know what some of these main antagonists look like, but by looking at the picture, if I can. All right. So Attack on Titan. My problem with every single anime that's out right now, like Attack on Titan, okay? Um, Death Note, Full Metal Alchemist, One Punch Man is a bit different. I'll explain why here in a second. Well, actually, One Punch Man might be up the same alley I'm talking about here, but like I don't know a bunch about Sword Art Online, but My Hero Academia, this one right here, Demon Slayer, Naruto has it. Tokyo Ghoul is by far one of the ones that I saw it the most in. Hunter x Hunter, Kimi no Nawa. I don't know what that is. So these are just ones that you can click and let's see. So you even see it right here. I'm gonna point it out here in a second what it is I'm looking at and why I stopped watching anime. All right. So all right. So we see it here. Okay. We see it specifically in this picture. Okay. Now I'm gonna bring this up. But we see this a lot in anime, and this projects the wrong message, and this is why I entirely stopped watching anime. But, okay, so you see a small guy here. You see this big guy in the background, okay? What is throwing this off, this whole thing, is they always make these smaller guys into the guys that are kicking ass and beating everybody up, okay? Reality of the truth is that guy in the background would be the one destroying everybody, not this guy. And in reality, the truth is, this is why I stopped watching anime. Because it's always projecting that idea that a beta male, yes, a beta male, the one who would be more likely to pull a dangerous weapon out on everybody, is the one that remains victorious and, has a whole bunch of people backing him up. And you see this a lot in society, too. And this is why it's projecting a wrong message. You can see this in a lot of anime. And this is why America is probably the way it is right now. We see a lot of it, like this. Like, there is no main character in this that I've seen that is a super prolific guy. And if it is, it's probably the villain. And we see this far too much in today's world. And this is why I've stopped watching anime. Because why is it that all these smaller guys that are barely even ripped, that barely can even pick up, that look like they can't even pick up a dumbbell to be exact, are the main guys always kicking ass, okay? So now, let's go and check something out that I haven't watched it, but it might be like, okay, so another example, One Piece, okay? They made him like kick ass, and he's like such a beta male compared to people that are with him. The people that are with him are far more built, all right? So the reality of the truth is they made anime into this thing where it's a fantasy about a smaller guy getting his victories, getting his wins, and never about the big guys getting the wins, okay? The big guys are supposed to be the one kicking ass and winning and everything. And most time, when you look at it, let me go back to the big screen on this, and then we'll break down some more of this. All right, for me, I am a big built guy. If I stand up, you guys can see that I'm a bigger guy, All right, you can actually tell I'm a bigger guy. By here, let me face this camera up a little bit to show you guys. Now, if you look at my shoulders and all that, I'm not a very small guy. I'm a pretty built, buff guy. If I worked out, I'd be brolic. And I've been known to beat guys up that are pretty big. All right, so now let's face the camera down and back to where it was and go back to what we're talking about. So, I don't see enough of myself, people like myself in anime, getting the lead, getting the role, getting the win. We're always seeing these small beta males get the win. All right, we never see a big guy. We never see the big guy get the win. And this is just like why I stopped watching anime. Look, I read the Bible, and I picture the prophets from the Bible being big guys. Like, you know, for me, I picture Moses being like built. I picture like Pharaoh from the story I'm reading right now, Moses being like one of Jafar's guards, a big built guy, like the guy that like just looked like he was stupid the whole entire time. But the reality of the truth is I would like to see more of this where the big guys get the win, because in professional wrestling, you look at who's the winner all the time, it's always the big guy. And it's never exactly about it's always two bigger guys fighting each other. That's how it normally goes. And the reality of the truth is, you look at somebody in society today. You're not going to take a small guy and put him up against a big guy, because that'd be an impossible battle, unless you're like Conor McGregor, who is actually buff and built now. He's a lot bigger than he used to be. Okay, this is part of the problem with society, and where I disagree with watching anime. I disagree with a lot of what society says, and we've made this smaller genre of man into the guy who feels like he can remain victorious. In fact, if you take an example of like Dragon Ball, okay, you take Dragon Ball. Broly was supposed to be the legendary Super Saiyan. All right, Goku went and defeated Broly, no problem. All right, that's a load of bullshit right there to me. Okay, and that's where I've persisted in drifting away from anime, and a lot of anime that are like that. There is a few out there that precede the main leading role as a man, a big built guy. You know, Batman, he's a big built guy. Superman, big built guy. America has always been about putting the lead characters as these bigger built guys that remain victorious, and they can go toe to toe with the guy that's the enemy. And this is why I've stopped watching anime. You know, even in Legend of Zelda, I like Legend of Zelda. Don't get me wrong, but Link, we need to bulk Link up next time. We need to stop making him into this tiny shrub that when Ganon hits him, he flies. We need to stop doing that kind of stuff. You know, I love Legend of Zelda. I love that trilogy to death, but you know, you're making really small men look better than they are. And they'd be the first one to pull a weapon out on somebody and try to like kill them. No offense. So let me take you into something else and show you exactly what I mean. We have Berserk, okay? I've been looking at this for a while. I don't read this, but I heard a lot of great stuff about it. But this is what anime should be. You should have a big brolic guy protecting a small woman, or a big brolic guy protecting everybody. This is what I perceive as good anime. We have to stop letting these tiny beta male looking guys get the victory. Because no offense, reality of the truth is a small guy would get destroyed in a fight against a big guy. That's why they don't do it in the MMA. Because if you were to let Conor McGregor go up against Brock Lesnar, no offense, would destroy Conor McGregor, because Brock Lesnar was powerful back then. But it's shows like this that are actually more accurate than Naruto, because Sasuke is he looks like a wuss, no offense. We need to stop making this a thing. And even Bleach has that tall, scrawny guy, like with no muscle mass, no build to him, and it's just becoming upsetting. So, I saw something the other day. So let's go and look at something right now. We're gonna look at American heroes, okay? Batman. All right, Batman, built guy. That's the guy, you know, that's the guy everybody likes when it wants to look like, okay? We got a built Batman here, okay? Batman's pretty built, Batman's pretty brolic. I look good because I look like Batman, okay? I do have a little bit of a stomach, but hey, nothing to complain about, all right? Most men should want to look like Batman, okay? Most men should want to look like Captain America. And, Captain America is another example. Men should want to look like this. I know a guy who used to want to look like this, and you know what? He was a one built guy, and you know what? When he looked up to Captain America to get that build, that's pretty impressive. Like me, I look at some characters too where I want to get that build. But another example is when you look at it, Superman. All right, we're going to look at Flash. Nobody wants to be the Flash. Nobody wants to look like the Flash because the Flash is too small. Nobody is like, well, hey man, I want to build myself up to look like the Flash. Nobody ever says that. And then we got guys out here wearing Superman outfit, like Superman shirts. I like Batman. I somewhat like Superman, but Batman's my go-to American hero, okay? And Spider-Man is not somebody that I desire, but I appreciate Spider-Man. I'm looking at it like from this standpoint. We're seeing too much of this in society, and this needs to change. This needs to change because this is projecting a very, very horrible message onto society, and it's becoming a bit of a problem. And it'll get to the point eventually where like I see it too much, and I'm sure other people are going to watch this video and think the same thing as me. But when it comes down to it, you can look at somebody like the Flash, all right? The Flash is an example of somebody that's too small to even want to remotely look like, okay? He looks like a speedrunner. Superwoman back here looks bigger and more built than the Flash. And you put Batman beside the Flash, Batman's bigger than the Flash, okay? So what is the problem here? Why are we promoting this as normal, wanting to look like this, okay? We watch too much anime. Anime's big here in America, but I will say this. I'm not watching anime anymore because I've noticed that there's a trend where if you look at Tokyo Ghoul, as an example. Tokyo Ghoul. Alright, this is the one. Look at that. Do you wanna look like that? Do you wanna look like that as a guy? Because I certainly don't. I don't want to look like this scrawny guy right here. I don't want to look like that. And it's wild that we put this image out there. People want to look like that. I prefer looking like this guy because this guy looks like he could mess this guy up. And I remember back when I started reading these and looking at these, I was like, oh, this is actually pretty good. But then, after sitting there and sitting on it for a little bit, I can see why it puts a bad. I can see now why I think the way I do. This shouldn't be a thing here in America. No offense, but this is insulting to the actual American man, okay? But this is where the problem is, okay? We made the protagonist, the more important character, always a small looking guy. No offense, but we need to start changing that, okay? Like Xenoblade Chronicles 3, the Future Redeemed, okay? The characters are actually built in that game. There's like one male character that comes off as super small and a pushover. The rest of them are all built men. We have a Matthew, who is kind of sleek but built, okay? We have Rex, who is built more than Shulk, and Shulk's pretty built himself in that game. And it's like, those are the characters that I like to see be the lead characters, and not characters that are too small where they're growing up and you look like you could break them. Because no offense, nobody should be like, getting excited off of that. That's beta right there, dude. Like, that's total beta. And this is just my take on this whole thing. So if you disagree with me, that's fine. But I prefer things totally different than most people. And this is why I've stopped watching anime. Anime is just one of those things that fill our head with a bunch of nonsense. And we think it's okay to be like that, when in reality, the truth is, no, it's not. This is not how America is ran. And this has put a group of boys who are smaller than me feel like they're in charge when they're the first ones that'll pull a weapon out on you and hurt you instead of fight. So just some food for thought. Stop letting this message get out there into America, okay? I'm gonna put this up, and I hope this message makes noise. I've been trying to get this information out there, and try to get everybody to start see things different, because this is insane. We need masculine men in comic books to come back like Superman. We need to stop belittling people like Batman and Superman. And yes, Spider-Man's a beloved character, but Spider-Man is too small, dude. Spider-Man is way too small for even me to like be impressed with this character anymore. You know? But hey, this is just my opinion. This is why I like Captain America as the lead, because Captain America is actually built. Spider-Man is not. So, just some food for thought. Anyway, if you like this, or if you agree with this, hit the like button. If you also agreed with it, or you like it, hit the notification bell. And also, please subscribe to the channel, because I'm still looking for subscribers for this channel. And I hope this got this message across, because I felt like this message was sitting on me for a while. And I was like, I'm going to talk about this here on the gaming channel, because the problem is this is coming off too much, and this is something we need to look at. So, alright, take it easy. Have a good day. Keep gaming, gamers.